Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of Deconstructing the Code. First things first, let me ask everybody to turn off any ad blockers, help me make a career, whitelist me, either way. So I was saying, I thought about it a little bit, and one of the things we couldn't find was the spawners that were spawning the cakes. Where are they? Where are the spawners that are supposed to be spawning these cakes? Let's see. Code checking. Oops. I want to know where these spawners are supposed to be. Where are they? Come on, tricky, tricky. Where are they? It doesn't seem... Maybe it's just a clock somewhere. I don't know. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Here's a clock. Game mode. Scores the hint timer equals 1. Test for hint timer minimum of 120. So this is just a clock testing for the all of that. Remove hint timers. I shall give thee a hint. I really want to know where those cake spawners are coming from. I really, really do. Maybe it's somewhere hidden in this further along. Ah, it is. Is that what this one is? Let's test this theory. If this one destroys, we'll destroy the cakes, and then we'll walk away, and we'll come back later and see if the cakes are still gone. So, that isn't a good way in concept to respawn things. I will give just for the end a credit where credit is due on that. Having somebody be in a different room not looking and then spawning things in when they are doing that will help. Is a good way to pull tricks and do that. We didn't look at this at all. There's really no tricks to this. This is just a giant room with the button here, which is just a single command block to teleport you back to where you are. There's no circuitry needed at all for this puzzle. You do have the piston here, which I have triggered incorrectly and pushed the pistons all the way down. And that leads you to this room, which is the real room for the second to last puzzle. But nothing special about this room at all. Big architectural design and nothing there. Why did he specifically choose to leave this? I guess this is just the outside, letting him see the path of where he's powering the rails. Again, he's using levers. I don't know why he's using levers. You would use levers if you were doing something, but only if you were doing something. What is this? This is a little interesting. teleport the person to a specific place, give them an XP of a lot of XP to give them a certain number of levels, and then take away the XP. So this is like the circuitry for the other puzzle, the experience puzzle, hidden in it. Oh. So he's hiding his circuitry all over the place. I'm not saying he's messy or anything. I just think he was very limited. Let's see. Somewhere here is a spawner that is spawning a new minecart, though. That is either occurring because, let's see. Here's the spawner right there. Time set day and a minecart. So anytime you go down here, it, I suppose, sets the time to day. Or maybe it just sets the time to day. I don't know if the game rule is set. That would be a good thing to test. Whether there is a game rule. Several game rules, actually. Oh, I had to log out. My mouse decided to go crazy for no reason. So I need to go back into opening it to a LAN with cheats on. And that is how you get your OP powers. Game rule. Do daylight cycle. And let's just check. Right now it's set to true. Interesting. It's a little odd. He even does have the daylight cycle going. But, and then he's telling it to go to daytime. When really you should have just left it on daytime, except for all the times that you didn't want it on daytime, and then changed it there. So that's puzzle 9 changed. And then let's see. Puzzle 10 and 10 we haven't done. 10 is the sound one, which, let's take a nice look here. We have the button that makes the sound. Button goes up here, goes down here, runs to this clock, and that's all this really is a clock, and plays the sounds. Interesting. To hit this one, they had to, this one is glass, so they had to go to the side, which pretty much means he could have only had a glass note block on either side as his choice. It could not really, well, he could have figured a way in the middle too, but it would have been more difficult. So no real tricky circuitry in that. I have another spawner here, just spawning instruction books like crazy. You don't have to do that in games. You can either just have a command block that hands command books or anything. If you do it really complicated, you could have a chest full of books, doing it that way. Several different ways. Because this is a trap chest, when he opens it changes, it locks the hopper, so taking a book out doesn't actually fill, doesn't actually do it. Ooh. So here's another part of the code, the final code, to find out what the URL is. I suspect that's the final thing. And so when you open the chest over here, the way you would have gotten this number, by the way, is chests have an interesting side effect that they are actually slightly smaller than a full block. So you would have been able to, through a lot of difficulty, click the hopper. See it? 7 equals 5. So when the chest activates, it powers this, which shoots this. This is a like short pulse generator here. The piston goes up, and then that disconnects it, so it just sends a short pulse to this, which then moves the piston tape. Now, piston tape is one of my favorite things to work with in Minecraft. Sometimes it can be really useful, sometimes it really isn't. And this is a unique design in the fact that the piston is only 3 long and 2 high. So the way it works is this piston is timed to shoot first, and then this piston is timed to shoot second. The sticky piston is, so it brings this down. So actually, no, actually, this one goes first, then this one, then this one, then this one. 4 different things all have to happen in the one short pulse that comes here. So we can confirm this. This repeater only has 1 tick delay. This repeater has a 5 tick delay. This repeater has a 12 tick delay, and this repeater has 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 tick delay. So that's quite a lot of delays too to do all that. Nothing greatly special about this puzzle. You get the code and you just go put it back. Again, I think it's a bit of a mistake that you need to come back and put the code in, and it's also just a bit of a mistake the way he has this circuitry done. Now when you look and see that the testing is all this direction for it, it would have taken him a little bit more effort to have a hallway go down this way too, but not by a lot really. In fact, I think his circuitry would be a little bit better off had he put only a few puzzles in each of the 4 cardinal directions. It would have messed up this part a little bit. I will grant him that, but if you had had a hallway going this way with a few puzzles, going this way for a few puzzles, even if you had just gone north and south with it, it would have been, I understand he wants to get this hallway feel, but it's just not good gameplay. And so that was 10 sound. So let's do infinite now, which, the infinite is going to be crazy. How can we properly do infinite? Let's see. Well, we can't really walk in there. There's just no way because it's going to teleport anybody in there. So let's take it what infinite really looks like. You go up here. You go around here. You go around here. And it teleported me. Where am I? Oh, it teleported me relative up. So let's start with just this. How many broken out glasses do we see? We see this section, and we see this section, and we see this is starting to spawn now, and right then and there, we are not really where we were. this is just a little bit higher. I mean, it doesn't even really make sense. Why did it bother to relatively teleport you up? Uh, Mostly because the circuitry has been configured in the way to allow you to go up but not go down. Infinite. This is a difficult one to really explain. So you're working your way up here, and all this is just been basically copy and pasted. We can hear another block is being spawned on the on a pressure plate, and so there's just more of this. Let's see, keep going spiraling up. So there is actually a pretty tall thing. I will want to look at our height. Let's see. The F3 menu is even different in 1.64. So Y is 169 right now. It's just not the height actually. Z is -4. I guess that 170 has to be the height, doesn't it? So just walking up and just walking up. Now, when you were walking up, I don't believe you were actually hitting this whole section. I think you're probably, well, this is the next spawner I've seen. So that whole section, which I missed some over here somehow, we'll leave that. That whole section there is the unimportant, just there to add some coolness. And then you get up to this part, which is the end and the false area. This is spawning something on something. Where is the question? Where is that spawner putting there? So let's start over at this side so we can just show the false room. It is a copy with none of the circuitry of this. And then here it's just got the hallway. And here it has another part of the code, but there's nothing there. Nothing there at all. And then it teleports you. And normally it would teleport you facing this way. So let's go up to the infinite path and see how far. We see this part. It teleports us up, and we are at, well, actually let's start again. Just look at how it really works. We are at a height, a Y of 147, 140, 150, 151, 159. So it shot us up 8 blocks. Now 159, 158, 157, 156, 155, 154. Let's put that block right back. 154, 153, 152, 160. So once you get up here, it starts sending you to 160. 160, 154, when this. So this is the loop part of it. 154, 152, 160. So we continue on our way at 162. 67, 168, 169, 170. You know what? False time set day. We have no reason for us not to have the day set at this point. So we just got teleported right back to 160. So let's leave it at that for a moment. So this whole section that we didn't punch out the lights in is the trap that will either teleport us down if we get to the top of it, or teleport us up if we get to the bottom of it. So you will infinitely be in that loop. But it's not as bad as it sounds, because when it does activate, I believe, this section here and teleports you down 6 things, it triggers this other part here that teleports you up 6 things. Ooh. So let's look at this. When it teleports you up, it activates this whole section, which is just this long timer, and this long timer goes out to this part, which goes out here and will lock out the this clock, which would teleport you down. Is that really the solution? I don't think so. And then this whole section here is getting signals. What is this room? What is this? He's built himself like this little pattern here so he can work on it just for the end has. He built like a little room there. Let's see, what are these two doing? Teleporting you down 12 if necessary. Teleporting you to a very specific space. I don't even know if that's part of any of it. That just like pushed a piston and created another cycle. Well, I don't know if I could really explain the redstone of all of that, but we know how it works. We eventually get put somewhere else. We have to be. So where is the somewhere else? Where is in Infinite the secret? Let's see. This is the copy of the other room, the gone room. Well, I guess the only way to solve this is to... Oops. Had a little bit of a fall there. So let's turn off the F3 mode. And let's... Well, actually, we're gonna need it. I missed it. F3 will come back on in a second. I usually leave the F3 mode on all the time. So watch our X and Y positions as we're working our way up here. We're waiting for the click. Alright, now, when we go down, 25, 156, negative 0 is what we're looking for. That just bring us back to 160. So here's the switch. So where is this whole part? This is still in the middle of it, right? It's just kind of hidden right around the section. Right. And it brings you to this whole thing. Oh, and this is the part that explains this a lot more. So you walk around here, and somewhere around here is a command block designed to teleport you. Under here, feels like there's some real trickery going on this part. Yeah, there is. There's a trickery of teleporting you between two rooms. The room that you were not starting in. This is the fake room. And it then eventually teleports you back down. If we can just get the height right. Yep. Okay. So that's some craziness. Is that all being done by set sidebar, set side display 1, set sidebar empty, sidebar 1. Oh, this is all the binary stuff. We will get to that puzzle later. Oh, so there's some trickeryness in Infinite. Now the code 2 is going to be somewhat like Infinite, so we will definitely be seeing more of that trickeryness. That's enough of F3. Never really teleported us into a very strange or far away place. It just did some trickery about sending us up and then down and then up and then down, and it was really the same trick all throughout. It was just sending us up at some points, sending us down at some other points. We already seen gone. Why not? Let's just prove that there's nothing really there. It's possible he spaced out the puzzles this way so that he'd have room. Because if you look back here, there really isn't a lot of room for another puzzle. And it's not sound really that's taking it all. It's probably the binary one. Let's see. It's not lighting and smooth lightning. I don't know. I don't know what's taking all that up. So next one is YouTube, which there's no trick. Shoot. We got too close to a teleporter. YouTube. There's no trick here. It's just a light. The light is the only thing that is stopping or increasing the chances of things spawning. So there's a spawner here that is spawning a bunch of maps. What are these? Another pieces of the code things. Down below in the YouTube section, there's nothing. It's kind of funny. There's really nothing to this YouTube puzzle at all. The infinite code is there. Oh, back here is the previous one. Here is the code. That's for a different puzzle. So the only real question is, where are the spawners that are spawning? That's spawning a book. That's spawning a, let's see what book that is. Where? Hmm. This is a little confusing. So when you turn this off, and it would be dark in there. It's just where are all the spawners coming from? Here it is. It's just one spawner for the YouTube things. There's just a random chance, and it's custom MC edited. It teleported me again. So, as frustrating as the YouTube puzzle is, there's nothing really causing anything to happen here. It's literally this one spawner spawning all these creatures. It's just a random chance, and everything is default programmed, what they're holding and all of that. So I should lighten up this area, just in case we want to keep our code guy. Really small room, really not that much happening there. Next room is experience. Experience has another piece of the code that was unlocked later. This spawner is spawning the rocks on they spawn, one spawner there spawns a stone here to teleport me? No. This one gives us the levels, and then this one takes it away to all players anywhere at a specific spot. So the real trick, besides the fact that once we get to the next room, it changes the path and allows the books to start falling, different books to start filling into it. The real trick is just that when you stand on this one, it will give you the certain levels, and as soon as you stand on this one, it won't. And because there would be a lamp up here, and probably something like this, well, that one would be there. You can't really jump and not hit this. So, and even if you, it's probably testing this block as opposed to this one. Nothing else in there. Just the secret to it is the fact that they are. It's a one wide room. And let's see. What is this doing? This is just the test to empty out the chest full of the ware books so that you can start having another piece of the code things. So when you went into the next puzzle, the QR puzzle, it emptied out all of this, of all the books, and so there was 9 here, 5, 10, and a left room. Alright, so I want to wrap up this episode with the lighting and the smooth lighting thing. This was one that definitely had me a little confused, and just I'm breaking out these lamps so I know where I've been, so we can get a better look of where we've gone. Here is another retrospective secret number that we never saw because I didn't ever do that puzzle. I think that kind of sucks. It really does. And so, does this really teleport us somewhere? I bet it does. Yeah, it does. So this whole puzzle, we will get to this, but it sucks that we didn't get that done. It sucks how many of these puzzles were easy compared to how many of these puzzles were or impossible. So let's see, what is going on? Here is the answer. It's real simple actually. He just put half slabs on these, so it didn't matter what they would do. That is this is more ingenious than it really seems like, to put half slabs and switches. That is more ingenious than it would seem. So there's nothing about this section, or climbing down here. This is just there for that. This design is one of the most well-designed sections, because I really don't think Jasper the End is that good of a graphic designer or architectural designer, or he didn't really show it in this puzzle. Maybe he is really good and just didn't bother to spend any time on it. So there's like stairs here. That's not supposed to be there. Another one of the secret things. So you would have come in the room back there and activated the thing and been teleported again, or you would have had to jump in the lava and died. Let's not do that. It's another teleportation thing. So we had the lights down here that, falling to my death again. The lights down here that are just activated by the switch, and that's really it. That's all there was to it. The switch, you have the switch over here. It activates the lights, and it does something over here too. What does it do? It activates this, which turns off all these lights too. So no real secret there. Now I'm going to do some major deconstruction here, so we can just get a better look of the smooth lighting trick. puzzle. And this is exactly how I suspected it was being done. It's pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns facing the opposite direction. So when you get in there and look on the back side, it doesn't appear to be any different. It looks just like this wall. Now, I think anybody who's ever played the code is going to figure out this trick really fast, because there's really no reason to ever build a wall with pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns. You'd have to go for a very heavy Halloween theme to not make it pretty obvious what you were doing. And the code is just written the right way, and when you have smooth lighting turned off and all the lights turned off, the code appears on the wall. There is nothing special about the wall whatsoever. It's just count the blocks away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks away. That's all it was. Cool trick, very cool trick. Would confuse a lot of map makers and creators, just people in general, because it's not very well known stuff. So that's 16 and 18. And next episode we're gonna do velocity, which is gonna be great news because we really couldn't ever accomplish velocity. So this will be your first opportunity to see me actually do it. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of the video. I hope you're learning something. Thank you for sticking through this. I know it's real dry. I know it's just me learning stuff, but hopefully you can learn a few things too. If you want to support me through fan funding, click on my name, Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Google+, or friend me on Steam or battle.net, all that information is down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.